Why, hello there, Nice Tear here, bringing you a summary of a knife. I have done a full review on the full review will be linked down below, and most importantly, I do hope this video finds you well. So, the full review, of course, is going to be much longer and have the full specs and everything like that if you're interested, but either way, this is the Yawn Knives GTC Collab Cabot. I believe they are made by Riot, as most Yawn knives are. This is a spectacularly unusual knife for a number of reasons. And being Riot made, and I'm pretty positive Riot made, yeah, it's a pretty darn great one. But it is definitely not for everyone. It is premium, and it is got a lot of stuff going on. So, first of all, what are we looking at here? We're looking at S90V blade steel, Beyond Knives logo there, GTC there. There is no Riot logo on there, but I'm, again, almost positive this thing has to be made by Riot, because I believe all Yawn knives have been in the past. I think he might have something like a connection to Riot, so it would be astonishing if it wasn't them. I'm 99% certain it is. This thing is a clip point blade with a swedge way back here that is bead blasted. Everything else is hand satin and then horizontal bolt satins. Compound grind, thinner up front, thicker in the back, and it is a pretty thick blade in general. The front of the compound grind is not too bad as far as thickness goes, but it definitely gets pretty thick back here. I typically like it on the reverse, where the thinner is back here, so when you like push with it, you can use it better, and the thicker doesn't usually impact the cutting or tip function, but you can definitely use the tip. It's definitely good. Very nice swedge, very distinct blade. It's doing a lot of things. You got a little drop here. You got what it oftentimes looks like. This is very reminiscent of milling that like custom makers do on their blades. You don't usually see that very often. It doesn't provide like a ton of traction, but it definitely does provide some. It's pretty attractive. The sharpening tool and plunge grind could definitely be better, but the stop pin is attached to the blade, so you can definitely extend that should you so care. One of the big sellers here is that it uses the GTC SLT, which is the spring-loaded tab. As you can see, it flexes this way with a spring that keeps it back here. There's some jimping on there, very fine jimping, very grippy jimping. And basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to not only build up tension, but it allows the tab to go further away from the pivot, creating a ton of leverage. This thing feels almost assisted. There is basically no possible way to fail this, and that seems to be the case with most GTC. I mean, that seems to be the case with most knives that have this flipper setup. It's very reliable. It's very easy. It almost allows you to build up, because you're building up part of the tension necessary. You really don't have to put that much effort into it. That's a dog in the background, and he's angry at something. He's always angry at something. He's a grumpy little old man. It works great. The tang and the lock face is right behind that or underneath that, and it folds away and hides in the open position, and I don't know what that is going on, but let's just... Actually, that was a bang. I should probably stop the video and check on that. I'm not going to do that, though. No. Going from beyond there, it is on bearings, of course. It is a little bit tight, but I mean, it's standard Riot. It's a little tight, but it's super, super smooth. It'll probably break in to be even more amazing, but it's great as it is. We have a titanium liner lock with the liner being jimped. I really don't like jimping on the liner. This one is definitely more aggressive and sharp, but honestly, it works pretty darn well on this one. Like, if you're going to do it, execute it decently, and this one is. So I'm not going to complain about it, because it's pretty nice. Titanium liner, titanium... Actually, the liner, yeah, it's a titanium liner. I don't know what I was thinking for a second there. There is crystal tie, sort of a bolster almost kind of thing going on here. That is held on in from the inside. You can see the screws right there. It came in a couple variants with some plain tie and like micarta. There were blue and regular plain crystal tie variants. There's a full 100% super expensive Mokutai, or yeah, I think it's a Mokutai variant of this thing, with and without a Damascus blade. There have been a couple options for this. A lot of them are, some of them are sold out, some of them are not. Got sort of a puzzle piece, faux floating standoff backspacer that kind of comes together to make this clamshell kind of like construction. And honestly, it's pretty cool. You gotta admit, the details here are where this one is, and it's got them in spades. This particular one is sort of a black wash. What I will say is, I didn't know this, and I probably would have gotten the other crystal tie variant, but the regular plain crystal tie variant of this, the liners are crystal tie as well, so it would have carried around through the entire thing. This one doesn't have that, so Is it still cool? Yes. Does it still look great? Yes. Maybe I go for the other option if you can, or I should say, I would have went for the other option. And in true Riot fashion, or just true fashion of these super premium knives, they are threading the needle because they have the seam with the clamshell construction right there, which means you're going to very much so see if it is not centered. And it very much so is centered without play. And my word, dog. Hold on. I now have to see what he's doing. Alright, we're back, and I have absolutely no guarantee that he's going to stop. He gave me no assurances. So, where was I? Titanium sort of zipper puzzle piece backspacer. Looks really cool. Really nice. Carbon fiber handle. Decently thick carbon fiber. Really good. Doesn't seem to be any voids. Typical of high quality Yon sort of knives. Looks good. As I said, there are some options. There were some micarta and stuff like that as options. Pocket clip. Also crystal tie. Not super deep carry, but I mean it's a milled crystal tie pocket clip. Reasonable depth. It is a little bit stiff, or it is reasonably stiff. I kind of wish there was a little bit more relief on this thing, but it does work. It's definitely going to be a little bit tricky in and out of tight pockets, tight pants, and it's a little tiny bit sharp at the tip. I don't know why. It's like it comes to just a little bit of a point for some reason. You don't feel it in hand, and it's reasonably comfortable in hand, so I'm not going to complain, but just to be aware. There is a lanyard hole for those who want it, and the pocket clip, while it was moved down because the lanyard hole sort of adjusted and accounted for it. Fine. There are T8 screws here and underneath. In fact, I believe, if I recall correctly, I have had this off to check in the review, but I might as well check again because I don't 100% remember, and why not, right? This is something that someone might want to know. I'm pretty sure these are T6 under here. No, I'm wrong. They're T8. So it's T8 pretty much all around. If, again, the full review might correct me on that somewhere. Probably not, though. I think it is T8 all around, except the one thing I don't particularly like about this knife is that while I have not had to adjust and had it fully apart, I have had that off, the pivot itself is, as you can see, custom. This is the GTC custom pivot, and I mean, you can use a screwdriver, you can use a coin, but you're not using a Torx bit. So I don't love seeing that, but it shouldn't be too hard to adjust. I haven't had to even mess with that whatsoever. It came perfect. There's no play. It's solid. It's a rock. It's amazing. The ergos are very strange, very prescriptive, very heavy scallops here. You can definitely get back here, though it is very close to being a three-finger grip for me. I mean, if I really were to put my fingers in each of these scallops, it would be a three-finger grip, but you can definitely sort of get... It's strange, okay? I really think this knife would be good bigger, because the scallops are big enough that you're probably not going to need the whole scallop for your hand, but that means there's extra room here, and that puts the point of the scallop kind of in the next finger. Does it function fine? Yes, it is chunky enough, it is large enough, tall enough, that the way you grip it is you sort of grip around this whole thing, which, to be fair, defeats the point of the scallops, because you're gripping kind of just around the entire knife. So while it remains super comfortable, and like I have a good grip here, and it's just barely a four-finger grip back here, I'm not really making full use out of like this. Like this doesn't need to be there. This could be lower, and this could be a little bit lower, and or higher, and just even it all out, because I kind of feel like it would be just as fine. If you do grip into the scallops, you're kind of distanced apart, and you're back here, and it's strange feeling. Also to note, the front here, there is a little bit of chamfer here meant to be so you can actually grip up on this knife and get for choke up position, which looks very close, like you could easily slip forward. However, the way this positions with these chamfers and everything like that, you're right here, and believe it or not, rotating forward doesn't really bring you into the edge of the blade. So, again, you might not be in the seemingly prescriptive grips that you don't actually tend to fall into. It all works, right? So it's fine the way it is, and it works despite the way it is, almost. It's surprisingly comfortable. You can get a good grip on it. It's actually pretty good and pretty easy to manipulate this knife. It is a smaller knife. In fact, it is pretty small. Overall, it's just 7 inches. Yeah, 7 inches with about a 3-inch blade. It's not a big boy. I kind of wish there was a slightly larger variant with maybe a slightly less prescriptive grip to see what it could do, and maybe a thinner grind. There's a number of things that on this knife that are really cool, and there are a number of things on this knife that I kind of wish were adjusted a little bit. It's kind of unique for the sake of being unique. This is definitely an enthusiast piece, 100%, but I do like it. It's cool. It's definitely different, and it's nice to see that some more of these GTC sort of design styles are coming out. I mean, before it was just like the ZT did one, but now Savui has, I think, 2 of them. Jan's collab with them. The spring-loaded tab is a great thing in general, and some of his designs, even if they might need a little bit of thinness and refining to more of a usable production kind of quality to them, or I should say to have a usable production quality to them, are interesting and fun and cool. And yeah, this is a nice one. So I'm going to end the summary here, say thank you for watching, and consider liking and subscribing. Have a great day, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye for now.